Hey everybody, this is Daniel. Welcome back. Hope you're taking care of yourself in these difficult times. Today I want to talk about a subject that I don't think is getting the proper discussion, and that is cancel culture. But not just anything about cancel culture. Today I want to talk about how cancel culture is being used to further the authoritarian agenda of our president, Donald Trump. Now, if you've been following the news like I have, you know that people are talking about cancel culture right now. Prominent figures, including J.K. Rowling, Barry Weiss, and others. Noam Chomsky was on the particular letter that went out about cancel culture. These prominent figures are saying that cancel culture is an existential threat to the fabric of our society. And maybe you haven't been following this very much, so you didn't know about this. Some of you have been following it, and everybody's kind of in a different place on cancel culture. Now, I think it's a nebulous term, and I think that different people mean different things when they talk about this. I do think some of the most prominent people are just confusing it with accountability. But I say all that to say we all kind of have different opinions about this subject, those of us who have been involved in it. Some people, you're not even paying attention to it because America's going through at least 3 crises right now. That is COVID, mass unemployment and evictions, and systemic racism. But I want to talk about a 4th crisis that we're dealing with right now and how cancel culture ties into it. And that is the rise of our authoritarian president, Donald Trump. Because I'm going to link in the description a speech that he gave a couple weeks ago at Mount Rushmore where he lamented cancel culture. But see, when he comes against cancel culture, he's not talking about what we're talking about. He is using this vague and nebulous term to talk about anything that opposes him. And in this speech, he specifically says that he's going to oppose this far left, authoritarian, cancel culture with force. Now, I think a lot of what he's saying is nonsense. But here's what's dangerous about his rhetoric. Because he is using cancel culture to substantiate and further his authoritarian agenda. He is using it so that he can spread his secret police all over the country. He is doing it so he could take away more and more of our freedoms under any excuse that he can find to say, oh, no, they're doing cancel culture. And this is vitally important because the very prominent figures who are talking about cancel culture may find themselves to be unwitting pawns of this authoritarian president. Now, you may say, well, Daniel, when I talk about cancel culture, I'm talking about people who could lose their livelihood and lose their status and their positions because of an unpopular opinion. And there's an extent to which I understand what people are saying there. But please understand, there's also an aspect of accountability that we're talking about here that some people just don't want to have at all. And that person especially sits in the White House. And those people sit around the president. They don't want to be held accountable for what they do. They're going to continue to take away more and more people's rights. They're going to continue to kidnap people. They're going to continue to assault moms and black activists and organizers of color and Navy veterans, everyone who stands against them. It doesn't matter whether you are using your constitutional rights or not, because this president doesn't recognize them. That's the real canceling we need to talk about. We need to talk about the canceling of our constitutional rights, the canceling of our freedoms, the canceling of legitimate data, the way that he twists everything. This is the real cancel culture that's going on. Because this president has had no problem coming out against individuals and organizations who said something he didn't like to try to cancel them. And now the next thing he's trying to cancel is our Constitution. This president is authoritarian. This president does not think that you should have rights and that I should have rights. He thinks that we should all go with what he says, and then we can have rights. And that's the real cancel culture that we need to be talking about right now, because it's real. It's in Portland, it's in Detroit, and it's spreading around the country. And if you don't say something about it, you're going to find yourself facing a different cancel culture one where your life is on the line because you said something that our president dictator didn't like. Now, I would love to hear from you. Please engage. Leave your comments below. Let's talk about this. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.